renamed my talk hastily to winning a CTF. A lot of this is based on a talk I gave at the Defcon conference just this last year. And let's just start off with the fun stuff. So we have a hacker test for everybody. I want to actually see who the hackers are in the room. We have to solve each equation. Don't worry, it's not that hard of math. With one straight line. Okay, so you're going to add a straight line and you're going to solve the equation. Let me show you what I mean. It makes sense. So 1 plus 11 equals 2. Well, you could just make it 12, right? One straight line. We've now made that equation true. So when you see an answer, when you have an answer in your head that makes the equation true, I want you to raise your hand, and then when I call out your answer, you can lower it, and we'll solve these. So real quick, this one. When you see an answer, raise your hand. Good. Oh, look at this. Wonderful. And keep up, keep up, keep up. We'll see. As you get them. This way we want to embarrass the people not putting their hands up. So they either have to give in to peer pressure and raise it, or they have to admit they don't have the answer, or just be stoic. All right. So if you had this answer, put your hand down. All right. Now keep your hands up if you had a different answer. Okay, there's a couple. If you had this answer, put your hand down. No hands up still? Oh, all right. All right. How about this one? This is a little tricky. This was too hard. This was too hard. How about this? I know, dirty tricks. Okay, all right, how about this? How about this? Now, it's a security thing, but there's some computer folks, developers in the audience, maybe speaking in different bases. Maybe we got an answer. Excellent. Okay, no, say it. Let's just wait. Let's just wait. Keep your hands. Okay, all right, we're getting a couple. Excellent. Now, if you had this as your answer, put your hand down. And if you still have an answer, keep your hand up. Oh, maybe we have a hacker. Well, wait, hold on to that. Let's wait and see. We might have a hacker. Okay, now, how about this guy? Maybe other representation systems. We did binary, but what other forms of representing numbers, numerals, Roman, things that might, can you think of a way to, okay, all right, a couple. All right. So put your hand down if you had this one. All right, Roman numerals, 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. Who found the back door? There's a back door, and the real hackers find the back door. I'll give you a hint. I can solve all of these with one straight line. There we go. How about this guy? Not equals. Look at that. Now technically it'd be a lot of little one of those lines to do it, but you get the idea. So that's what we're looking for, hackers. I'm Cyphertext. That's me. The age of 4 or something, I don't know. This is the bio that really matters. I like Linux over Windows, but really, Steve Jobs takes more and more of my money the older I get. Vim Emacs, I gotta go with Vim. Over and under, this is really important. I'm sorry, it's over all the way. This is no debate. Python versus Ruby is a really hot topic among the security community right now. I am an eggs man versus the gems. But realistically, I'm not a programmer. That's my favorite language right there. Give me a shell script any day. Pepsi versus Coke. Any takers? Anybody? Coke. Pepsi, Coke. No. Balls, actually. Incorrect. So, as far as work history, I have been a security engineer at the University of Florida for a long time. 7 to 8 years. I was the senior network security engineer or something there, which basically just meant they were desperate. I've been writing a lot for different magazines. Somehow over the years I ended up doing that. 2 of the 4 now out of business. I don't think it was my involvement, but I don't know. I'm not going to make any claims. I even sold dial-up internet accounts from a kiosk in a mall back in the day. 15 years ago, I think now, almost. 14, 15 years ago. And the company's so old, went bankrupt. They don't even have a logo online at all. It was internet in a mall, and I wish I had still saved some of their logos. But as far as CTFs, that's really how I got my job at my current employer. That's what I love to do. I'm passionate about it. It's just, for me, it's fun. I've always wanted to be a hacker, but I don't want to break the law. I'm a wuss, so instead I do these kind of competitions, and I have a lot of fun, and it's been a career, it's been a hobby, it's all that stuff. So I was on team last place, which had a whole bunch of sort of etymology made up after we came up with the name. We won Defcon in 06 and 07. As Rick mentioned, it was a lot of fun. It was very much a team effort. We have maintained the whole time the reason we won is because we worked well as a team, not because we were the smartest or had the best people. There were other teams that were way better than us, but we just had all the pieces and they fit together well, and that was the great part about it. Team Awesome, I also was a bunch of friends of mine. This was their team logo with the demo, and a Grey Goose bottle over there, I think. They won actually this last year now, so I think I've been on 3 winning Defcon CTF teams, which going through the history books might be a record. I'm not sure, so I'll just to make sure. If Team Awesome wins again this year, then I can seal the deal. I am not a member of Team Lemon Party. That's a joke for 2 people in the room. So CTF, you guys hopefully have done CTF now. You've got an idea of what one type of capture the flag contest is. I want to do it really fast. Again, I talk really fast. I like interruptions. I'm scatterbrained and multitask. I'm making them move the camera back and forth a lot because I shift. Interrupt me. I'm fine with that. I like questions, and if you don't get something, you have a question, throw it out there and stop me. I don't mind. There's a lot of ways these contests can be run. There's a lot of styles of competition. The one you did tonight it was more active. It was based on servers. You were actively going out, penetration. You were actually breaking in, stealing a flag that was on a server. The aspect that was not sort of emphasized as much tonight was the defense. Some versions of the CTF, everybody has to start to the same image, and you have to defend your server while everyone's attacking into you, and you're attacking to them, and you're monitoring the network, and you're doing all sides of sort of the security continuum. Monitoring, incident response, forensics, reverse engineering, exploitation, penetration testing, all that stuff, configuration. There's a whole gamut. And so you'll see a lot of varieties. Some of them are even pure defense. The DoD Cyber Challenge, I forget what they call it, that they run through. SANS is now affiliated with. Anyways, they take high schools and college. The collegiate cybercrime something or other contest. Anyways, they do one that's pure defense. They're taking students and they take a bunch of professionals and they stick them in a room and say, "Hey, have at them," and the students have to defend them. It's really, really cruel. But the team that defends the best is the one that wins there. So that's a pure defense. So there's all these styles. Some are more sort of Jeopardy style, like a scoreboard, and you have to like questions all over the map and different topics and different things. So there's a whole gamut of CTFs. The Defcon CTF, which is my favorite, is probably the hardest in terms of most rigorous, but also the most narrow. It's not very focused. So the biggest complaint about it is it's not very real world because they want to make it as new and unique as possible. So as mentioned, these are all real world exploits, which is what was great about the challenge you had tonight. These are things that you will see in the wild if you do any kind of security testing at all. Every single one of these, even the stupidest ones that you wouldn't believe, are there. I mean, like, even worse, like usernames in cookies. You want to become another user, you change the cookie, and you're logged in as another user. I mean, I've actually seen this on real websites. So that actually happens. But the CTF stuff, at DEF CON, they wanted to make sort of elite and way out there. So they make you download a binary. They have custom written, reverse engineer it, find a binary, exploit. It's fun, but it also limits the audience to a very, very exclusive set, which is somewhat less interesting. But I think it's neat. History of CTF, y'all probably don't care too much about that. I was speaking at DEF CON when I did that. There's been a bunch of different people running it. My favorites were the years that I was playing was done by Ken Shoto, who are a bunch of bad mofos. These guys are extremely good. Every year I was just blown away with the level of their contest. Imagine flying racks of equipment that they purchased on their own funds out to Vegas and setting up this infrastructure much like you had here tonight on the fly with teams live testing against each other with a bunch of custom services. It's really impressive what they did. The cool one was DD Tech was the team that ran it last year, and there's a trick we'll cover later with them, but they were sort of a new organizer of the contest, and it was kind of neat. This was the qualification round, the scoreboard. They released all sorts of data. You can see what's interesting is I'm not going to cover the details of each of these teams. The other version of the talk I sort of showed is a very diverse international set. I mean, these are like some of the best. I think these guys are Korean intelligence, incidentally, but one of them because their minder wouldn't let me talk to them at CTF. It was interesting. Some of the Korean teams. There's Koreans, there's French, there's international. It's really fun sort of mix of folks that all come to the DEF CON CTF. And there's 200 teams that competed in the qualifying round just to be able to participate in the top 10 teams, top 9 plus the winners from last year.